Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is basically going to be a little talk through about the eyebrow transfers from eBay. Now, I did an eyebrow tutorial a couple of months ago, and I just thought it might be interesting to talk a little bit more in depth about the eyebrow transfers because I have now been using them for quite a while. I've tried lots of different types, and I feel like I can give a bit more like advice if you're looking to purchase them yourself. So I've got a little tutorial section, and then I'm also going to talk to you guys about the problems that I've found and also ways to go about that. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful and enjoy the video. Okay, so I've just stuck on one eyebrow and I'm just gonna pop on the other one just to show you guys obviously how I do this on top of makeup, because I have heard quite a few people say that even applying them onto just bare skin is quite hard. So I can imagine that obviously trying to apply them on top of makeup is definitely harder, but it works for me. I have tried other eyebrows, like the transfers, that have been cut slightly different, and I do find them really hard to put on top of makeup. So occasionally I will put eyebrows on first and then do my makeup around it, but for now I'd prefer to put my eyebrows on last. It always works for me, and I think the main reason for it is if I do my eyebrows first, I am the type of person that will take them off, do them again, take them off, do them again until I think that they look okay. Whereas if I've done all my makeup and then I put my eyebrows on, there's a lot less chance that I'm gonna take it all off and do it again. I mean, I would do that if I was really unhappy, but it's less likely. Okay, so I've got my mirror and I'm just gonna line it up. So I've cut the eyebrow really close to the hairs. If you are going to use the bigger ones and you want to go a little bit smaller, just cut from the bottom. That's kind of like what I've been doing for the super big eyebrows, because they do have quite a small head. So it works better just to cut them a little bit smaller. But I line them up. And I just put it where I think is going to be semi-even. Grab my cloth, and I always just have a little dish of water so I can dip it in rather than running back and forth to the sink, because sometimes the flannel can get too dry and then it won't work as well. So just keep a little dish by the side so that you can dip it in water. So these ones are quite big, and now that I'm looking at them, I'm really hoping they're not going to be too big, because I've obviously spent time doing my makeup this morning and it will be a nightmare if I have to take it all off to film this again. So we're just going for a bold brow today. Oh, it's already moving. So what I like to do is just kind of tap the flannel onto the eyebrow, and then until it starts moving, that's when you know that it's obviously damp enough. But the fact that this is moving, okay, so the tail has come off. Oh, I knew this was going to turn out as a nightmare. Yeah, the tail's come off. I can work with that, but obviously it's not ideal that I'm now eyebrow tailless. But like I said, I'm having nightmares with them at the moment. To begin with, they were great. I had absolutely no problems with them. But recently, I don't know what it is, but they're just not going as well as they used to. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what I mean before I put powder over the top of these. By when I say that the eyebrows sometimes have a thicker band around the back around the shape of them. Like, I can't really explain it, but it's like the transfer is a lot thicker around the outside, so that when I'm applying these ones, I can see like where I've cut. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna come close to the camera so hopefully you can see, but it's not ideal. And these are the type of eyebrows that, like, hypothetically now I should have put on first and then did makeup around them. Hopefully you guys can see that, but like just the shininess underneath. But anyway, the way that I will try my best to fix this is with powder, and I will always just dab it over the top. And this obviously helps to take the shine away, but it also helps to blend it in with your makeup a little bit better, because you don't want that like box around your eyebrow. I still can't get over the fact that I lost the tail. That's never happened to me before. Like, I've had it so that when I'm putting it down, the tail is like still lifting slightly, but I can always like tap it and then it goes back down. But I've actually fully lost the tail of this one. So I'm gonna have to just freestyle it, I guess. So since my last eyebrow tutorial as well, I have changed the product that I use to draw like the black strokes in. So like I said in my first tutorial, I like to use the Lime Crime Bushy Brow and a like darker liner. Like, I use a black felt tip liner to create depth, because obviously to get the 3D effect you need like lighter hairs and darker hairs. So the one that I'm using now is called Scandal Eyes by Rimmel from just a drugstore, and I will show you guys. As you can see, it's like very sharp point, so again, if you're very light-handed, then you can draw really thin hair-like strokes. So I do need to get a bit closer to the mirror. I'm hoping you guys can still see, but I will just literally go in and like feather some more hairs in place. So I like to do a mix of like upward strokes and downward strokes, just like normal hair. And the eyebrow transfers do really help to kind of give you a guide of like which direction the hair stroke should go in. So that is like one really good positive of them. Another thing that I will say that they really help with is when I was like free drawing my eyebrows, I'd always think they looked even in the mirror, and then when it came to filling them in and then taking a photo afterwards, you would realize that they were like really far from being even. But because the transfers are obviously exactly the same, you're a lot less likely to end up with like one thin brow, one thick brow, one arch up here, one arch down there. It's a lot more helpful to kind of like give you a proper guide. Okay, so I've filled them in a bit, and like I said, these are a lot bigger than I would normally wear. Liner, you just want to go very, very light. So I think the like further you hold the pen towards the end, the lighter like the touch, but whatever works for you. Okay, and the final step that I'm going to do is just like if I want to clean up the eyebrow a little bit, I use a flat concealer brush. So I make it flat by just squeezing the bristles together, and then I just use like a solid concealer. This one's just by Soap and Glory, and I will just tap into the concealer and just kind of go under the eyebrow just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so the first kind of thing that I've noticed with these eyebrows, having worn them for quite a few months now, is no matter how many times I order them, I always get a slight different variation in colour. So some of them will be very, very dark and almost black when you apply. which for me is a bit annoying because they are too dark to wear. I'll show you the ones that are too dark for me, these ones. So obviously the colour is going to vary quite a bit, so I don't really have a way of fixing this. I feel like they just send you whatever they get from their supplier. So I did find an eBay seller that sold like only the lighter colour ones, and every time that I was ordering off them they would always be the lighter brown, which worked really well for me. But now they are out of stock and I don't even know like when these people are going to be getting the stock back, so that is super frustrating. I've also found that with some sellers you can get them so that they're a lot more like the same size. So with these ones, as you can see, they go from small to quite a bit larger. I find that for me the middle section is kind of where is my preferred eyebrow, which means that for the top two I always have to overfill and make them bigger, and for the bottom ones I have to try and like tone them down because they are too big for my face. So I'm also going to show you guys on the bed, because I posted this on my Instagram story the other day, that I am noticing some of them are a lot better cut. So with the transfer they obviously come on like a clear strip, and some of them are cut so that they're straight, whereas other ones are cut so that they follow the hairs along the eyebrow. I'm going to try and show you this the best that I can on the bed, but the ones that are cut straight give a much harsher like appearance on the eyebrow. So the ones I'm wearing today do have that, and I'm hoping that you guys will see in the tutorial what I mean. But with those ones they are a lot harder to apply on top of makeup, which is obviously the method that I prefer to use. What I'm trying to say is that if you've tried some and you don't find they work for you, then definitely try and order from a different seller, because they are literally all different. Every single eyebrow transfer that I've tried has been slightly different. As you can kind of see on here, the white outline around the eyebrows is going to be the bit that's like shiny on your face. So I'm hoping you guys can see the like outline on these is very far away from the hair strokes, whereas when you look at say these ones, the like white outline is a lot closer to the hairs, which makes them look a lot more natural that I get. These being the darkest that I've received. These are still very dark in comparison to say something like this one. This here is probably what I would mostly gravitate towards if you could decide, because this colour looks a lot less harsh than these two, and I find that because the colour is lighter, the hair strokes look a lot more like thin, whereas the dark ones, as you can see in the middle, it literally just looks like block colour. Again, another variation of colour that I've had. I've also tried a different style, which was the E12s. I really liked these, but I do find that when you apply them they kind of dip here, so I'm not entirely sure if you can see, but because there's not so many hairs here. Again though, they do have that white outline. So these ones I find with the like block white outline peel so much easier, so I could apply this and then just peel it straight back off, which is not what you want. You want them to completely like melt in, so that that white outline is what causes them to kind of lift, and that is not what I want when you're applying your eyebrows. But yeah, as you guys can see, I've had lots of different variations of the exact same style. Okay guys, well that is basically it. So I hope this video is helpful, and like I said, if you don't suit one style, definitely try another one, because these are literal lifesavers for anyone who has had hair loss. For me, they just really help give a good template. They're super quick if I just want to pop to the shop. So yeah, I hope that this is helpful and has also given you a bit of insight into how different they vary. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye!